In this day and age, you have to be careful with who and what you are listening to. Jesus says to be on your guard against the yeast of the Pharisees and Sadducees. Paul says in Corinthians, a little bit of yeast will work through the whole batch. Last week, I ended up listening to some false teaching and it stole my worship. Here's how it happened. So I was scrolling, there was a pastor and a couple talking about how as musicians, it's hard to worship when the musicians aren't playing right and they're out of time. And then you start focusing on the bad music as opposed to focusing on God and worshiping. It made it seem like that was okay and that was acceptable. But it's not, because worship is never about us and our preferences. It's about us expressing our love to God. So fast forward to Sunday, I'm in church and all of a sudden the backing track starts early and then the band is off time and then the backing track tempo is going a little too fast. And I have been in churches for years and I've dealt with bad singers, people playing off time, and it's never bothered me. I've always been able to focus my attention to God and worship him. But because I listened and entertained that false teaching, I was now distracted and I couldn't worship. I was just focusing on the music. So be careful, because if you start believing and entertaining false teachings, you will miss out on the joys that God has for your life. Remember, the devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy.